Alright, so today you're going to do these things. You are going to answer the questions on page 68. You're going to read an article about watershed history, which looks like, didn't come up. You'll have a handout that has watershed history on it. You're going to answer the questions on the Google form by yourself. This is going to be on Google Classroom Watershed questions. This will be for a grade. Then you are going to go to page 69 of your interactive notebook, and you are going to label the page Sturgeon Population Explain and Elaborate 1/17/2018. Put your name, the time, the weather, and you're going to write a reflection of the article. Not a summary, but a reflection. A reflection discusses the article and your thoughts and feelings about it. What surprised you? What do you think about the history of the watershed? What should be done in the future to protect the watershed? Make your answers complete, sentences that are well thought out, well written, and highly intelligent. You should even take at least one quote from the article and reflect upon it. After that, I want you to do the Nearpod assignment. Okay, so your questions that you need to answer first are page 68. And those questions are, what trends in the data are shown on the graph on page 67? So you go back to page 67 and you look at the graph. Okay, so the graph, if you look specifically at it, you need to look, well, what happens between 1879 and 1888? Be specific. Explain what happens. What happened from 1888 to 1929? Be specific. These are trends in data. And then what happened from 1928 to 1970? Talk about what occurred in regards to your data. All right, the second question is, how does this information relate to your, or how does this information relate to your public service announcement? So remember, your public service announcement is supposed to be about the sturgeon. I'm thinking now about changing it from just educating the public to perhaps educating fishermen, because the fisherman that caught the sturgeon on the Saginaw Bay didn't know he was supposed to immediately put it back. So maybe we can make a public service announcement just for the fishermen in order for them to know the rules of the sturgeon and why the rules are that way now. I'm thinking about, if they're really good, maybe we can submit it to the press and see if they'll play it on the news or something. But yeah, I'm looking for you to do a public service announcement. So think about what you learned about sturgeon populations and what happened to them, how that can go in your public service announcement. The third thing is, why is it difficult to make a case for true cause and effect relationship? Remember, I told you there's a correlation between things. So for instance, you can say there's a correlation between when they started to actually go after the sturgeon as a fish and the catch that they had, it declined. But is that a true cause and effect relationship? Why or why not? So that's what I want you to look at for question 3. And number 4 is, what information do you get from the article that you do not get from the graph? So that should be several things. Should be written out nicely. You should have these questions written on page 68, and you should have them answered on page 68. All right, once you get that done, so that we've taken care of this. Now I want you to read the article on watershed history. And once you have done that, I want you to go to the watershed questions, and I want you to go ahead and answer that in Google Docs by yourself. So you've got that done. Now, on page 69 of your interactive notebook, I want you to label it this, and I want you to write your reflection of your article. It should be well written, should be thought out. At this point, you need to start being able to answer questions, think about things, and show your intelligence without saying, how do I do this? What do you mean? Read it. Tell me about it. What was your reflection? Not a summary. I want to know your reflection of it. Okay? Once you have that done, I want you to go to your Nearpod assignment. And Nearpod is kind of this cool self-driven quiz type thing. So this is your Nearpod assignment about wolf extirpation from Yellowstone Park. When you have completed all of this, I want you to log off your Chromebook, put it away, and plug it in. And if you're done and you have class time remaining, you need to make sure that you're reading a book. Do not sit in a seat that is not assigned to you. Do not forget to plug your Chromebook in. It needs to be plugged in for everybody else. All right. Be good. All right.